Hey guys, so about that video earlier, I want to talk more about it. Excuse me, about Trevor, uh, his mom, Darby, came over to my house last night, and she didn't even have to tell me anything. She didn't even have to tell me anything. I'm like, did they find Trevor yet? And she's like, no. And I'm like, do you know where he is? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, is he in a mental hospital? And she's like, oh, I wish. And I'm like, is he dead? And she's like, yes, he is. Imagine the horror and hurt and upset that washed over my face after she told me that. I didn't know Trevor very well, but I am still upset that he's gone. Now, Trevor has been struggling and going through a hard time over the past few years when we lived in my old house on 18th Street here. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia after he was at his old job, and he went outside in traffic and started trying to dodge cars. And he went downhill from there. For a few years, he was in and out of mental hospitals. Well, before that, when I met Trevor, I called him a genius. And that made him smile really big. That made him happy. Which is, I'm glad that I could do that. So anyway, he was in and out of mental institutions after mental institutions. He was on medicine then. Then he was home for a few years, and in February, this past February, he ran away from home. And went missing without a trace. And everyone was freaking out, including me. Everyone was so worried about him. And then I got a terrible feeling that he was dead. And I told my mom, and she told me not to think like that. And they may find him safe and sound where he doesn't want to be found. And it's 6 months later, and Darby came over last night. And you're all caught up now. She told me he died, and she said he also had apnea. And apparently it makes everything worse if you have schizophrenia on top of that. Well, I don't really remember all that she said, but I know it's very, very bad. And he decided to jump in the river, and he died. He committed suicide. But the problem with that is, no, everything is wrong with that. But one of the problems is people were watching him. People were actually watching him and saw him jump. Why didn't anyone stop him? Why didn't anyone call 911 right away? Why? I am so disappointed with a lot of people. I am so disappointed with everyone that saw him jump. And I don't know how deep our river is, but I know it's very deep, and I know it has a black hole in it. So they will never find his remains. And I was talking about it on TikTok earlier, and some low-life person commented, LOL, that's awesome. What? No, that makes me mad. That makes me mad. I'm done with a lot of people. I'm done with a lot of people. I'm done with creepy people. No, that is not okay. That is not okay. You shouldn't do that. Mental illnesses are very serious. So is suicide. So is running away. So is going missing. None of these are a joking matter. And I wanted to tell you all the whole story about what happened to Trevor and his struggles throughout his life. And the last thing he said to his mom was, "Can we get a dog?" And his mom said no. And she just cried after she told us that. His last words to her. Rest in peace, Trevor. Rest in peace. I know you're an angel, and I know you're at peace, and I know you're happy now, and I know you're absolutely, positively fine. Rest in peace, Trevor. You are greatly missed and you are greatly loved by everyone, including me. Fly high, Angel!